season at Duke.
And sort of an out-of-the-box selection. A lot of people thought that Jerry Colangelo would go with the NBA coach, but as Coach K said, he's got no agenda. He's not coaching the Phoenix Suns, not coaching the New York Knicks. He's coaching Team USA, and this team has embraced him. The Stars have really enjoyed playing for Mike Krzyzewski.
So here it is. The Stars are out. You look around, you see Hall of Famers everywhere. You see celebrities everywhere. The officials, Bill Kennedy from the United States, Nikos Zavlanos from Greece, and Steven Siebel from Canada. Canada in black, the United States in white. We are ready for the tip. It is Anthony against Howard, and it is won by Dwight Howard. Here is Jason Kidd. Fran, you brought up this stat off the air. It's fantastic. The guy took 10 shots in 10 games at the Tournament of the Americas here in Vegas last year. First shot of the game missed by the first recruit by Jerry Colangelo for this team, Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, that's right. Remember, Jason Kidd, 38-0 in international competition. And while he's the oldest member of this team, he will provide great leadership for this club as well.
Almost an early turnover from Olu Famatimi. Here is Joel Anthony spinning, going back and hitting that lefty shot over Dwight Howard. Rookie last year with Miami, played well. He's back on the team this year. Should figure into their plans big time. And there's a strong move to the hoop by Kobe Bryant, and the USA is on the board.
The key for Team USA will be great ball movement throughout this Olympic experience. Last year in the Tournament of Americas, 68% of their field goals were assisted.
Joel Anthony now 1 of 2. Dwayne Wade, clean shaven on the skull, pulls up for three. Got the hop.
You mentioned the three, and keep in mind that international line much shorter than the NBA line. It's actually been an adjustment, Rick, because it's a shot that they're going to get. They're going to get a lot of open looks in the tournament.
At the World Championship in 2006, Wade shot 44% from three-point range. Rowan Barrett misses that shot. Kidd back for the United States, up out of Melo, and he steps out of bounds. Jason Kidd is the leader of this team. Everybody says that. You know, you think maybe Melo's been here from the beginning, and maybe Kobe Bryant. A lot of people think he's the best player in the world, but it's that man, Jason Kidd.
Well, Jason Kidd played about 22 minutes a game last year in the Tournament of Americas. I don't know if he's going to play a ton of minutes because of the development of Deron Williams and also Chris Paul, but his leadership will be important.
Jermaine Anderson, now he's guarded by Dwight Howard. Have fun with that. He actually does have fun with that. Scoops it up and in. What a move by Jermaine Anderson.
And the little guard who played his basketball at Fordham University in New York. All 5 of these Team Canada players played at American colleges.
Jermaine Anderson from Toronto. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Kobe Bryant. That was a pretty ball fake, and the bucket goes for Kobe. United States lead 7-4. Olu Famatimi working against Wade. Anderson to Levon Kendall. Good ball movement for Canada. Anthony underneath. That shot is blocked by Howard. And beating the shot clock for the bucket is Olu Famatimi, and Canada within 1.
Well, Canada has just come off not qualifying for the Olympics in Greece.
Foul on Famatimi. Dwayne Wade will go to the free throw line, and look at some of the rule differences between FIBA play and the NBA.
FIBA rule play is it's a combination of what we would see in college basketball in terms of 40-minute game, the shorter three-point line, only 5 team fouls. And remember now, the court is shorter, and you can also knock that ball off of the rim if it's hanging up around there. Something you can't do in the NBA or in college basketball.
Coach K on Dwayne Wade, he said he's been the most pleasant surprise this week in practice because you didn't know what to expect because he was out the last portion of the season. And Coach K added that he was not healthy when he played in 2006 at the World Championship, and he had surgery on his left shoulder and left knee back on May 15th of 2007, and everybody says Wade looks great. He looks great out here to me, Fran.
No, he did. He was terrific in practice this week. Part of that versatile perimeter game. He can guard 2 or 3 spots.
Howard hammers Joel Anthony. And Joel Anthony has that look early on.
And Rick, this game will not stay close. Team USA will pull away from Canada, but remember, This Canadian team has been together now for at least a month as they did try to qualify. They did not get the job done, but there is some cohesiveness here.
And for those of you who follow international basketball, you may be saying, hey, where's Samuel Dalembert? He is not with the team, essentially booted off of the team. And Leo Rautins, the head coach of Canada, now involved in a controversial situation. But Samuel Dalembert was the best big and the best player on this Canadian team. Now it is Joel Anthony who just missed that free throw.
Leo Rautins, the youngest player to ever play on the Canadian national team. Of course, played at Syracuse and then in the NBA.
Carmelo fouled by Levon Kendall. And we'll have a look at the Mellow Man at the line.
You know, I've said this, Rick. Carmelo Anthony, to me, is Team USA's best international player because he has the versatility to take bigs away from the basket, shoot the three effortlessly, but he can also put it on the floor and post up smaller perimeter players.
He led USA basketball with 21.2 points per game in just 19.4 minutes at the Tournament of the Americas last year here in Vegas when the United States qualified for the Olympics in Beijing. Game one for the USA is August 10th against the host country, China. And this is the first of 5 tune-ups for the United States basketball team. All will be seen here. This one on ESPN, the next 4 on ESPN2. Joel Anthony drives on Howard. Can't score. Kid down there for the board, but it squeezes out of his hands and into the hands of Famutimi. A wild-looking shot goes over the backboard, and to the United States, who are doubling up Canada right now, 12-6.
Famutimi, a young guy that played at Arkansas, now plays in the Ukraine, starting to really develop into a fine European player.
And Dwayne Wade appears to be wet here early on. He's off to a fantastic start. 8 points, 2 of 2 from the floor, 3 of 3 from the free throw line.
And when LeBron comes back, he will be Team USA's 6th man.
Rowan Barrett nails it. 35 years young, 6'5", 210. Played his college ball at St. John's. And a good save there by Kendall, but into Kidd. Over to Kobe. Now, why would he pass up that shot, Fran?
Who's that, Jason Kidd?
No, Kobe right there.
You know what? I think it's because they just want to get in the flow of the game. You know, Kobe mentioned...
It's not about Kobe getting off, it's about the flow, right?
It is.
He had all day to shoot that one.
You know, the biggest adjustment Kobe said he had to make last year in the Tournament of the Americas is he doesn't get a chance to shoot this many open shots in international play because teams will back off of him and force him to shoot the long ball rather than give him a drive to the hoop.
And Fran, how about this? You know, there's this purported point guard battle for the backup spot behind Kidd between Chris Paul and Darren Williams. They are in the game together, and an attempt for the alley-oop to Dwight Howard. Kobe Bryant moves to the 3, and you've got a 2-point guard look for USA. The experimentation is on.
Well, they did this a lot in practice this week, and I think it gives Mike Krzyzewski more options. And he will coach this team, at least early on, in waves. By that I mean you'll see 3 and 4 and 5 guys go to the scorers table and sub in.
And speaking of subs, we will see Chris Bosh. He will enter the game for Dwight Howard. That foul a moment ago was on Rowan Barrett.
You know, Chris Bosh, a member of the 2006 World Championship team, did not play last year. Chris Paul, much stronger than I think he was. There you go.
Okay. First alley-oop of the game. There shall be several. Paul Tamello.
Chris Paul really, I think, was taken back by the physicalness of international basketball back at the World Championships, but he has really gotten stronger.
Wouldn't you say the best alley-oop tosser in the NBA?
Well, ask Tyson Chandler, right?
Well, they were the top alley-oop combo last year. Rowan Barrett hits again. Up ahead to Kobe Bryant. He does track it down. Andre Miller's pretty good at the lob in Philadelphia, but I don't know if he's better than Chris Paul. Carmelo, nothing doing. Jermaine Anderson pulls for Canada, and they cross the timeline down 4. Darren Williams sporting a new beard, dogging Anderson. And a foul on Carmelo Anthony. Ooh, we got a traveling call on Rowan Barrett. Mello, my bad. So Barrett turns it over. And we step away. 71% from the floor for USA, 46 for Canada. And as we leave you, Canada trails by 4. We'll be right back.
ESPN's presentation of USA Basketball, brought to you by Sprite with Lyman and the Nike Hyper Dunk.
Welcome back to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. 4:28 to go in the first quarter. The United States 16, Canada 12. Team USA's road to Beijing continues Thursday, July 31st as the red, white, and blue take on Turkey. Then on Friday, August 1st, Team USA will face Lithuania, both games at 8 a.m. Eastern, live on ESPN2. The coach and I will be calling those games proudly. And an unusual time of day, but nothing that we can't handle, Fran.
Nothing we can't handle. Basketball in the morning with breakfast. Lithuania will be in Group A. Team USA actually in a pretty tough Group B.
Pretty good defense right there on Kobe, but Carmelo cleans up the mess.
And that's what makes Carmelo so dangerous. When you talk about the prototypical international power forward, that's right. He'll play a lot of power forward for Team USA. He has that ability to score inside and out.
Jermaine Anderson hits again, and they're giving him three. 3 of 5 from deep for Canada early on. Oh, Bosch just took it away from Kendall, says, I'm an NBA baller, you're not. Give me that. Here's Chris Paul.
One thing that really impressed me this week at practice was Chris Paul's ability to knock down that long shot. You know how good he is at getting into the lane and creating havoc.
Chris Paul increased the three-point shooting big time last year, got it up to 37%. That's respectable, and might creep over 40 before his career is over. Just keeps getting better year after year. Anderson into the corner, and another three-pointer from Canada. It's Famutimi. They're 4 of 6 from downtown, and Canada within 3 of the United States.
Early in the week, I watched the select team of young NBA players really cause this team some problems in their scrimmages. So we talk about the world catching up. You get a little taste of it right now.
Carmelo retrieves it. Now he's triple team. 2 on the shot clock. Kobe from LA. And he bakes it in. Oh, Kobe Bryant is too cool for school.
I told you, Rick, that international line is a little too short for Kobe. This time he just stepped back, recognized the shot clock, and banked it in.
Look at Kobe Bryant, the reigning MVP in the NBA, 2-time scoring champion, and he dazzles the crowd here in Vegas with a shot from the hash mark. Incredible. Chris Paul, no look, and he hangs, and it's dunked down in by Chris Bosh. Might have been on the cylinder, but that can happen here in international play. We're playing with FIBA rules here.
That's exactly right. It's something that Team USA, because a lot of these guys have been together for 3 years, the FIBA rules are starting to become a little more natural to them.
Almost a turnover from Canada, tracked down by Jermaine Anderson. Jesse Young into the game, trying to set a screen right there, out of bounds off of USA. 3 on the shot clock for Canada. Other substitutions for Canada, Carl English. He has the Schnazzy do down here in the corner. And Rance Brempong. Jesse Young, he's a big, he's going to have to hoist, gets it off. And a foul is called by Bill Kennedy on Chris Bosh. Jesse Young bailed out.
Jesse Young from George Mason now plays in Spain. Very smart veteran player. He recognized the shot clock was going down and a little head fake. Take a look right here. Not a lot of contact. And Bosh actually tries to step away from him, but Bill Kennedy, a veteran of NBA and FIBA basketball.
Jesse Young played well at the Tournament of the Americas last year, 7.6 PPG for this Canadian team. Plays for Estudiant in Spain currently, and checking into the game during that free throw scenario for Young is the son of Canadian head coach Leo Rautins, Andy Rautins, who plays his college ball at Syracuse. And you want to talk about unlucky. Tell him the story about his knee injury last year.
Well, I know he got hurt in the game versus Brazil, and obviously that cost him a whole year at Syracuse.
3 free throws there for Jesse Young. 2 minutes into the first game Canada played, the dude tore his left ACL. Chris Paul draws the foul on Jermaine Anderson. It does not get any more unlucky than that, and Las Vegas is not a good place to be unlucky.
And ironically, his college coach is on the Team USA bench right now, Jim Boeheim.
And Boeheim coached Leo
Yes, he did.
How about that?
Well, when you think of Canadian basketball, I go back to Jack Donahue, the New Yorker who coached Lou Alcindor at Powell Memorial High School, then on to Holy Cross, and really is the father of modern Canadian basketball. Leo Routon certainly one of his pupils. In fact, Jack Donahue put Leo Routon's on that national team as a 16-year-old player. And Leo Routon's getting a taste of the heat of coaching because he's come under fire in the last year or so. He's the broadcaster for the Toronto Raptors now.
Does a great job with them, and his contract is up with the Canadian national team. And Jesse Young dribbles it out of bounds. I'm hoping Leo, that it works out for him. But this controversy, you never know the direction that they want to go. But Leo's done a great job with this team. They do not have the talent that the other international teams have, yet they compete.
Well, and I could have told him to stay off the coaching sideline and stay in the broadcasting booth. He never asked me.
But he's got the best of both worlds.
Yes,
he's a broadcaster, and he dabbles with international coaching in the summer. Not a bad setup. Here's Andy Routon. Good to see him back. He actually played in the qualifying tournament about a week ago when their Olympic dreams were dashed. And here is Darren Williams. Michael Redd into the game, and he promptly nails a three. Michael Redd has been scorching in practice the last couple of days, and he continues it here in the game.
Well, this is a guy that will take on greater significance as they get to Beijing, because you will see from teams like Spain and Lithuania a lot of zone defense.
English, yes, Carl English. And a whistle after the play, a foul.
Carl English is a guy that played his college ball at Hawaii, has been in some NBA training camps, now playing overseas. One of those guys that gets very close at times to making a roster, but is now making a good living in Europe. Speaking of the good living in Europe, how about Josh Childress?
Whoa.
Taking on a 3-year, $20 million deal in Olympiacos in Greece.
More on that in 1 second. There's a backcourt foul on Chris Bosh, thus another possession here for Canada. And Fran, they are loving the 20-foot, 6-inch three-point line here with the FIBA rules. 4 of 6 for the U.S., 5 of 8 for Canada. They are drilling it from downtown. Bosh will have a seat. And the Childress signing is sending shockwaves through the NBA. There is no question about it. And a lot of GMs in the NBA are afraid that the floodgates are going to open up, and that restricted tag that they have, which makes it so tough for players to defect to other teams. Well, the European teams don't have to worry about that restricted tag.
Oh, you're exactly right. And the value of the dollar now compared to the euro is at an all-time low. So he will make $20 million tax-free for 3 seasons in the Greek League and then play in the Euro League as well.
Whoa. English is a streaky shooter, and he shot that one out the side of the backboard. Williams to Paul. I like this look. And if it's successful here in the exhibition games, you're going to see it in Beijing. Not so successful right there. Wires crossed between the 2 point guards and very good friends.
And there's a good example. English was able to use his body. The international game, Rick, is more physical than the NBA game. No hand checking in the NBA, but you can get away with a lot of body, especially on the perimeter in the international game.
This is Tyler Kepke, and he misses the shot. Rebound to Boozer. Chris Paul back for USA, off to Williams. Underneath to Boozer. No dice. Traveling violation on the United States of America. And Williams and Boozer are the only teammates NBA style on this USA team.
It's funny, Darren Williams looking at Bill Kennedy and saying, what did I do? But when you get ready for FIBA basketball, there's going to be 3 or 4 calls every game. But you're going to be looking at each other wondering what the referee called.
Kepke ends the first quarter with a miss from 3. So 10 minutes down, the United States 30, Canada 24. Are you having fun with us from Las Vegas? I hope so. We're coming right back.